And we're back for more Thomas Wooden Railway 2022 unboxings. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hiro and also Rosie. Now these two engines are very differently colored from the three blue engines and one green engine we've looked at so far. And from these boxes right here, they look fantastic. Now if you haven't checked out the other unboxing videos in this series, I highly suggest you do so, but if you want to watch them out of order, that's okay too, because they're self-contained reviews looking at two items at a time. And of course, these two items are this video's topic, and I think they're going to be really cool. This time, we're going to start off with the smaller item, as we did in the first unboxing in this series. And this item is Rosie. And from the package right here, I think she looks really great. And if we open up this little sleeve, I guess you could say, of the box, she looks great from inside there, too. Sorry for the shadow right there. And on the back right here of the box, you can see she has that tab again, and also that spot where you can cut out the cardboard, I guess, of the back of the package. I really don't know why they added that feature, maybe for removal of, but that might destroy the box, so I wouldn't know why you'd want to do that. Anyway, I think it would be an apt time to get into this model, and just pointing out right here, it does not have the track detailing of the speckles on it. However, if I will point out Hiro for a second here, he does have that. So really, it's pretty inconsistent what these models have. Although, maybe it does make sense. I got this Hiro from Barnes & Noble last year, and I got this Rosie only a couple days ago with the Percy I got in the previous unboxing video. So maybe this was a different batch of items that they made for this Thomas Wooden Railway 2022. Speaking of such, let's open up this Rosie and see what she looks like. And finally, we've unboxed this Rosie, and it was probably the easiest unboxing I've done so far. I figured out a way to cut her wire without really hurting the body in any way, and we'll put this box back here. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a discrepancy in her wheel color to her body color, but we'll get into that in a second. First of all, let's look at her side detailing right here. As you can see, it says NWR and the number 37. I'm not sure why Rosie's number 37. Maybe there's a reason behind it. Her firebox glow kind of blends in with her paintwork, but I think compared to maybe Percy's firebox glow, it's a lighter shade. I'd almost say maybe an orange, not necessarily a red. On the back right here, of course, she doesn't have any detailing, and I believe that she has an enclosed bunker, so that's why there's no printed, or I did it again, not printed, molded cold detailing, excuse me. I think the open cab door's nice, and the windows, and overall I think her cab is well proportioned to the rest of her body. Of course, her boiler slants down right here, and that's consistent with other models of Rosie that have been in the Thomas Wooden Railway line, including her Thomas Wood model, except for that one, of course, it didn't actually have the part that goes down, as Thomas Wood was just complete and utter, quite honestly, garbage. And I don't feel bad saying that, because now we can see that Mattel can do so much better with their models, and it's frankly embarrassing that they ever conceived Thomas Wood in the first place. Rosie's face, I think, is a great Rosie face, and I know I've complained a little bit about the faces in previous videos, but I think that this face, at least, works with the mix of maybe a little bit more cartoony than a normal CGI face. Oops, sorry, it went out of focus there. She just has the two buffers right there, and of course there's no need for a red buffer beam, as her body's already red as it is. And it really is a great color of red. And that brings me to the wheels. It's a little unfortunate, I guess you could say, and I'm a little saddened by the fact that the wheels are so off color from the rest of her body. As you can see on this box image right here, it does lie a little bit in regards to Rosie's model. Now, of course, she does not have rosy cheeks like that on her actual model. Those are colored in. Of course, actually, I think that's probably a good thing that her cheeks are not that pink, because that would look a little bit, as I said, maybe more cartoonish than I'd want. But as you can see, her wheels are a much more, maybe blood red color, I guess you could say, where these are maybe a more cheap plastic red that the light reflects off a little bit more. As you can see, her name is printed vertically on her chassis, as all the other items in this range are. And overall, I think Rosie is a very nice model, and let's compare her to her Thomas Wooden Railway model real quick. And here's the Thomas Wooden Railway Rosie. Now, of course, as you can see, I've had this model for a very long time, and her face, I mean, it's an okay Rosie face, although, in my opinion, it is a little bit uncanny with how it looks. Now, of course, I don't have the 2013 variant of Rosie. She just moved by herself there. That's a little creepy. I guess she got mad that I called her face uncanny. And anyway, what I was saying, I don't have the 2013 model of Rosie, but I think this one is close enough that it's an okay comparison. Now, as you can see, it does have the slanted boiler, and it does have the 3 domes. And one thing that I think this model did better is, one, I think it had more intricate detailing on the back here, where her coal bunker, her covered coal bunker, is supposed to be. And also, I think the top of her cab right here is better. And in addition, a third thing is that this middle dome right here is taller than the other two. Where this Rosie, it just looks like they're pretty much all the same. Maybe this middle dome is a little bit thicker. And overall, it's not really that big. There's not really that many big differences. I can notice that this Rosie has a whistle for some reason. Don't question it. It's like learning curve. I don't even know. They were doing crazy stuff. This Rosie obviously doesn't have a whistle. That's not a necessary inclusion. And one thing I do think she is missing is her headlight. And I don't believe that she ever had her headlight in a Thomas Wooden Railway model. I might be mistaken, of course, but I don't believe that she did. And that would have been a nice inclusion, and I have seen someone make a custom of that with, I think it was Tidmouth Yard Studios. Hopefully I got the correct name. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm really bad with the usernames. But I saw him do a great model of a custom of Rosie with that lamp, and I thought that was pretty cool. And overall, I think this Rosie is a pretty nice looking model. The biggest detractor, in my opinion, is those wheels, but it's something that I could probably get over with time. And of course, I think it's great to have this red version of Rosie, as I've only ever had that pink version of Rosie. But moving on, let's take a look at the master of the railway, which is Hiro. And Hiro, I think, is a very underrated character, and I do see him getting a lot more love nowadays. But for the Sharon Miller era, I think he's a very nuanced character and a very mature character for Thomas and Friends. And also, a lot of these new characters are all the same. But Hiro is a very different character for Thomas and Friends. And honestly, he is one of the most complete arcs in the series, in that he up and leaves Sodor at the end of the series. Even in the Big World Big Adventures era, that was a whole arc when he started at Hero the Rails. And it was just a really nice ending to Hiro, and now that I'm questioning it, did he appear in All Engines Go? I really don't know. I have like a weird image of him in All Engines Go, but I doubt that's true, so I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. If he did, that's a little bit of a shame, as Hiro is just a great character, and I think he works perfectly in the CGI universe, and I wouldn't want to see him just, I guess, flanderized in All Engines Go. But regardless, I think that he's a great character. It does have this thomasandfriends.com little thing right there. I don't think... Oh, it was present on the other boxes. Is it present on all the boxes? Let's look. Okay, I guess it is. Never mind. I thought that was something cool, but I guess I've just never noticed that before for some reason. And if we go to the back of the box, he does not have that plastic hanger right there. So that must have been something with the second generation of these models. And as I said, I got this guy at Barnes & Noble last summer. So he's been in my collection for over a year, and I've been dying to unbox him, as I think he's probably one of the best looking models in this range so far. So let's unbox him. Now, I apologize that I haven't been able to do those unboxings on camera. However, it is pretty difficult to get into the box without damaging the item, so I don't want to risk it, and in that case, I want to do it off camera. So I do apologize, but just for the safety of my models, I guess you could say, that's why they haven't been on camera. However, here is Hiro, and I think that he looks amazing. I love his livery, how it's a much more, I guess you could say, realistic livery for an engine, as he is all black with that yellow lining, or maybe it's even gold lining, I'm not really sure. But with those red wheels, it really just makes his model pop, and I really like it. So there's Hiro's face. I think that's a pretty good Hiro face. It looks a little bit youthful for Hiro, but you can see there's some wrinkles around the eyes, so I think overall it's a pretty good representation of Hiro. Now, he does have a lamp right here, which is the color of his face, the fleshy color, so that's a little bit creepy. It looks like he has a third eye there. But then that really doesn't make sense why an engine like Rosie couldn't get a lamp if Hiro gets a lamp. So I'm not really sure what the reasoning behind that is. There's always weird quirks with Thomas Wooden Railway and inconsistencies that don't really make sense, but that's just one of them, I guess, and it carries over to this new range. He has very intricate side rod dealing with his pistons on the side right here, and I really just like the shape of Hiro. I like this elongated boiler that slants up and goes around, and his funnel is nice, and I love how he has these smoke deflectors right here. Although I think they were probably done better in a previous model of Hiro, which we'll take a look at in a second. I was finally able to find my original Hiro right here, and he's facing the wrong way, that's my bad. Here he is, and as you can see, I think overall he has pros and cons compared to this newer Hiro. Now this newer Hiro, I believe, may be longer. Yeah, he is wait. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's actually shorter than this other Hiro. And that might be due to his very short cab, which we'll get to in a second. However, differences you can notice is that this original Hiro's dome is much, much longer than this Hiro right here. And his lamp right here on the top of his head, I guess his face, I guess you could say, is golden, which I think is a very nice addition. His funnel does not have an indentation like the other funnel, so that's also maybe something that this Hiro does better. I also think that this Hiro, his nameplate is weird, how it's on the right side of that seam line right there, the plastic line, which I think is a little bit strange. And the printing on this nameplate is not the best either. It does look a little bit hazy, which I am not the biggest fan of with all these models. It is nice to see that he has different wheel detailing compared to some other engines, such as Rosie, or all the other engines, really, that we've looked at. And I think that really adds to his model, and having more wheels on his model also makes him look more like a grand engine, which he is. This Hiro has a little bit of cab overhang. Well, this Hiro really doesn't. His cab is very, very short. And of course, this Hiro, his cab's short too, but this one, it just seems accentuated to maybe a ridiculous degree. And he does have that red firebox glow that we've seen on all previous models. But overall, I think he does look pretty good. There does look to be some glue marks or just weird wood inconsistencies along his running board and along his cab next to his boiler, which is a little strange, but it does say Hiro on the bottom, so overall, I think it's an okay model. Maybe it hasn't lived up to my expectations, but I think he still is a pretty nice model. Now, his tender right here, it has the molded coal, and it is pretty much the same shape as this other tender. It's just longer, obviously, and it has the 3 wheels, with the smaller wheels also, compared to this Hiro, which just has the same wheel size for everything. It says Hiro's tender, and I think that's about it for Hiro. He has the number 51, which, again, I really don't know what that means. Maybe I should look into it someday, or do my research before a video. Maybe that's a revolutionary idea. But overall, I think that the items we've taken a look at in this video are pretty cool. And the Rosie, definitely, I really like. Hiro, I'm not really sure about Hiro. I think I like Hiro. The character, obviously, I love. But the model, I'm not necessarily sold on it. I thought I'd like it a lot more. But just looking at it, it does look a little bit small. Maybe compared to another tender engine like Gordon, or even Edward seems a little bit more chunky, even though his boiler's thinner. I don't know, something about Hiro's just a little bit off. Maybe it's that face, I'm not really sure. But regardless, I think they're both pretty nice models, and I'd recommend them. Now, to give my ranking of all of them so far, from best to worst, I think best would still be Gordon. Maybe I should line them up right here. Gordon would be best, and then who would be second? I think Percy. Oh, sorry, Percy. Percy is the second best, and then I'd say Hiro maybe third best. Rosie is fourth best. Then Thomas. Then Edward. No hate against Edward. I just think he looks a little strange. And of course, Hiro's third. You might be thinking, then why are you harping on him? I just thought Hiro might be the best model of the entire thing, and he did let me down a little bit. However, I think it's time to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed my ranking of these items. Hopefully more unboxing videos in this style will be on the way soon. And of course, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to comment down below your updated ranking of all of these models. I'd love to see it and have some good back and forth in the comment section. And always, make sure to like the video to help the YouTube algorithm recommend it to other users and get the word around about my channel and stuff I do on here, as I think it's nice to see these Thomas Wooden Railway 2022 items being unboxed still, even though the line is up in the air. And as always, make sure to subscribe to keep up with notifications and all that. And I think that's about it. Hopefully the next couple of videos will be coming soon. So, without further ado, I'll end this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.